Long time ago, people used to measure wealth with the number of cows one had, the number of wives a man had, and also the bigger the land a person had, they were considered to be wealthy. But things have changed right now, so people measure wealth in different ways. So some measure wealth with the amount of cars they have, the bigger the house one has, the lucrative job one is working at, and things have been made so serious that we do not treasure the small things that define wealth. And that's according to me. So, good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another countryside vlog. And so, today I was just reflecting on this wealth topic because people have taken life so seriously, and they now are under pressure to fit in the society that is very judgmental and sometimes very unrealistic. So I'm trying to clear out this area with bananas. That's why you're seeing them producing very thin bananas and small bananas, and the banana stalks are very tall. And any crop, in any crop, you have to take good care of them. So that's the reason why they're tiny. So back to our main topic. So when I came to the village, I learned how to appreciate small wins as wealth. I know this might sound weird and different, especially to some of us who have lived in the city. We always see wealth as having money, a lot of money, big cars, very big house. You live in a posh area, that's considered as wealth. But coming to live here, and sometimes I always feel like people who live in the village do not appreciate what they have. Especially, we always say land is gold, and that is true. Our soil is gold, our weather is gold, our land is also gold. So that means food security is wealth. Living a sustainable life is also wealth, and that is according to me. I know I might get so many different opinions in terms of measuring wealth, but sometimes you might have a lot of money, but at the end of the day you're very sad, you do not have peace of mind. And when you just come here to the village and you look at very little kids playing on the mud or on the soil in the fields, climbing from one tree to another, they are always never worried about the latest tablet that is in the market, toy cars, watching TV, latest cartoons. That is never their worry, but just enjoying themselves. So, yesterday I saw two girls who were grazing a herd of cattle, and they were speaking English. So, I was just curious to know and ask them whose cattle was. And they were super happy about it, and they just told me, "This is our cow. We've been gifted by our dad." And they were saying, "We are now rich." And in my mind, I remember now this is wealth to them, because the way they were taking care of the cows, they had gone to the nearby river, fetched some water, and given the animals, and they were even plucking some napier grass from a nearby fence and giving the cows. So it made me so curious about it, and that's when I started thinking about wealth in terms of animals or wealth just in general. So back to cooking now. Today I'm preparing some porridge. We want to take porridge for breakfast. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because one of my subscribers asked me if I can do a detailed video on how I prepare porridge. So I use 4 cups of 4 tablespoons of flour, and then I mix with cold water and then mix it in a cup first before now I pour it in a hot boiling water. That's how I prepare my porridge. It is very easy and it is something that we are used to here because we are used to making porridge here. And the reason why I'm using firewood is because my flour has so many ingredients, so it takes time to cook. So after you've mixed the mixture well, you pour and start stirring immediately, just to prevent lumps from forming. And then you wait your porridge to fully cook. I do not add milk because you know milk breaks down iron in porridge, so do not use milk. If you are, if especially if it is for the baby, don't put milk, but just put your porridge with some sugar, and that will be it. Because it will take time to fully cook, around 15 minutes, I will head on outside to do just a few farm activities, and then now I'll come back, remove it from the fire, and then take breakfast. I am that one person that really loves making my own things, preparing my own spices, preparing my own flour. Those are the things that I'm very passionate about. And I'm passionate about eating healthy, especially my kids. They know I'm not a junk person, but occasionally we take junk food like fries, mandazi, those junk that we always love. We occasionally take them, but most of the time, I always try as much as possible to eat healthy. And there was a time I did a video on when I was trimming this lemongrass, and I threw it on the farm. Then one of my subscribers, most of the time I always do not remember the names because there are so many comments that come. But one of my subscribers said that I should not be throwing the lemongrass leaves to the farm. I will just dry them under a shade, and then I keep it. And so because the lemongrass have become so bushy, and I think this is my tradition, anytime before the the dry season starts, I always trim majority of my herbs. So from the rosemary to the lemongrass, and also um, I think the rosemary, the lemongrass right now, those are the things that I always trim. Of course, for the mint, you just pluck the leaves and they're always okay. So today I just wanted to trim it up so that I can dry them. Let me check on the porridge first before I continue with washing the lemongrass and drying. So our porridge is ready, and it takes a little bit longer than any other flour because of the many ingredients that our porridge flour has. And because today I just felt like taking some porridge for breakfast, and that will be it for the morning session. So let me just serve my porridge. I always prefer taking my porridge with some lemon. So I'm just going to put a little bit of some lemon. I do not put milk in the porridge. You know the reason why. It reduces iron in your porridge. So if it has millet, it means it has some iron. So do not add milk in your porridge. So I'm going to take some porridge, finish it, and then harvest a few things in the farm, vegetables in the farm, and then also drying the lemongrass. And most of the time, some people do not wash the lemongrass when they are drying them, and some wash. So for me, I prefer washing them, because if it was soily, if it had some soil, it means it will not be good, especially when you're using in your tea. And this is the easiest, this is how our parents used to dry their vegetables. They used to sun dry, or drying them under the shade for, I think, for some time, and then they use it later on. So those were the easiest way to preserve vegetables, the spices. It was very easy for our parents back then. This is one of my favorite parts. When you've planted something, it has fully grown, and it is time now to harvest. So I'm going to check up on a few crops that I need to harvest in the farm. But before that, I planted this pomegranate 6 months ago. Funny enough, it has started fruiting. I can't wait. It was my first time. I just got the seeds from a relative, and then I put it in the soil, and they grew a lot. I even did not know where to plant others. And I had just had to give it out, the seedlings, I just had to give it out to my friends and also my neighbors who wanted, and some who didn't even know what that plant is. Those who have been here for some time, you remember me planting the peas. So finally they are ready. You know, here in the village, it's very rare to get some of these crops. So I've been looking for the seeds for the longest. So what I did to get these seeds, I bought the fresh peas just for eating, and then some were turning a little bit yellow. I put them in the fridge using inside a polythene bag, and then I let it stay for some time. Then they started shooting. That's when I planted. That's how I got these seeds. And funny enough, they are here. They are ready. Majority of them are ready, and it is time to enjoy the fresh peas. And I think I'm going to save, I'll just harvest like 2 times, this time and then the second round, and then leave some for seeds, because I also do not want to struggle again to get pea seeds, because next year during the first season of planting, I want to plant a bigger area with peas, because you can eat peas, fresh peas, with so many things. You can eat it with salad, you can eat it with fried rice, And also you can eat it with my favorite meal that I'm going to prepare today. It is one of the meals that it is not very common here in Western Kenya. We borrow it from the central part of Kenya. So I'm going to try it out and see if I can manage to cook it. So I've watched a few videos on how to prepare it. So I think now I'm good to go. So I want to just harvest most of these peas that are mature, because if you leave them right now, they are going to dry up. And I want the last batch of the peas to dry up so that I can get some seeds. And this culture of saving seeds, I learned from my mom. When you go to my mom, she does not eat all her beans. She always saves maize seeds. She picks the ones that are very healthy and they are very big in size. And then she put it in the outdoor kitchen, hang it on the ceiling or at the top of the kitchen. And she uses that as her seeds. For her 3 acres of land, she saves her maize seeds, her beans, groundnuts, as in she doesn't eat all her crops. She makes sure that she saves her seeds. And that's why she told me that anytime you planting something, make sure you've saved the seeds so that you do not buy seeds from the market. Most of the time they tend to not grow 100% or germinate 100%. So also the beans, you can see the leaves are a little bit burning. It's because we've been receiving a lot of rain and beans are not very good with rain. They tend to burn up and sometimes even they do not produce more beans. But because this is the second season, I will not complain, because I also have beans that I harvested during the first season. So for second season, we are always not in a rush because we do not get a lot of rain during the second season or third season for some people or some farmers. That's why you can see the maize are a little bit shorter because the type of maize that we plant during the second or the third season is always that short maize. And so that is the reason why. So I'm done harvesting the peas and some little bit of beans. Let me remove the onions. These onions cannot grow beyond this. They are the bulb onions, so they cannot grow beyond here, and I have to remove them all. But I still have the red onions on the other side of the farm that are doing well, so they just need some little bit of mulching and they'll be fine. Zikikaa tu zinakaa tu hivi, zitakaa tu kwa ground and nothing will happen. So I better use their leaves or the upper part here. Let's go. I had uprooted here the pumpkin, but funny enough, it didn't die, so some leaves have remained. So I'm going to use pumpkin leaves for our meal for supper. For lunch, we are just going to take some simple meal of just rice and some green grams, just simple. But for supper, that's when I'm going to prepare the vegetables that I'm harvesting and also the peas that I've harvested. I'm going to use them for supper. I prepared lunch. We took lunch. So I just want to do some mulching here with the banana stalks. You remember the banana stalk that I cut into pieces? They are very good mulch. As the kids are preparing, they are removing the piece, I'll be doing some little bit of mulching because we are entering that dry season. So it's good to mulch your crops. And these are the strawberries. They're really doing well. So I just want to mulch them and then be back for to start cooking. I want to prepare today some mokimo. Mokimo is a traditional meal for the people in the central part of Kenya. They are called the Gikuyu tribe. For us here in Western Kenya, especially the Luya community, our traditional mokimo involves or contains beans, sweet potatoes, and then pumpkin leaves. Only that. That's how we prepare our mokimo. But for the our brothers and sisters from the central part of Kenya, they prepare theirs with maize, fresh maize, peas, uh, um, Irish potatoes, and also the last one, the either the pumpkin leaves, or I saw someone had put the spinach. So that's how they prepare theirs. So today I just want to try it out and see how it will turn, because it's the same idea but different ingredients. So first I just want to fry first. I don't know if my good people fry theirs, but I always prefer not to boil. Just completely fry, then put all the other ingredients inside, let them boil until they are fully cooked, then start mashing. So that's how I will prepare mine. I've used both the bulb onions and also the leaves onions of the red onion. I think I'm clear. So let me start cooking. I'll also use the carrots. We are soon going to start enjoying the carrots that are in the farm, but for now, these are the carrots that I harvested. Hey, they have stayed in the freezer for I think 3 weeks now, but they are fine. So I'm going to just let them cook a little bit, then add the potatoes. I'll add all the spices that I have here. I make my own rosemary powder. The ginger that I made the other time, I'm still using, and some are still in the farm. I'm not using the fresh ginger today because the kids sometimes they complain that they feel like I have put some pepper in it, but it's because the ginger is too fresh. So that's why I love planting my own crops. I hope I'm on the right track now. Right now, I just want to add all the other ingredients, which are the potatoes. I'll also add going to add potatoes. I'm also going to add the peas and also the maize inside. And I had pre-cooked the what do we call? I had pre-cooked the pumpkin leaves. The other time I did not cook the pumpkin leaves, and one of you told me that I should be pre-cooking just steaming just a little bit and then blend. So that's what I have done. I did it before I started this before I started cooking. So I'm going to let them cook until they are fully cooked, and then that's when I'll start mashing later on. So now the cabbage is ready. So it's time now to start mashing. I'm going to mash until it's our food is smooth, or our mokimo is smooth. That's when I'm going to uh, that's when I'm going to serve. It will be now ready. I've also cooked beef, so we are going to take mokimo with beef and with some cabbage or salad. That will be our dinner today. Now I'm going to add now the blended pumpkin leaves that I had pre-cooked, then blended them. So now they are ready. I'm going to add them inside so that I can mash them all together so that it mixes up well. So let me mash everything up all together, but I want my consistency to be, my mashed mokimo to be a little bit smooth and not too dry. So I'm going to add the coriander at the end, and then mash it up also, or mix it up all together, and our mokimo will be ready for serving now. I think I've tried for my first attempt. I've never made mokimo. I always make our own, but the process is just the same because only the ingredients are different. Here we are adding maize, but our omushenye we do not add maize. It's just beans, sweet potatoes, and some leaves, the pumpkin leaves, and that will be it.